Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Today we talk about the Java graphics. Okay, the GUI. As we have seen in the applet, we have the graphics. We use the AWT. Okay, but we do not. This AWT is actually an obsolete. Okay, we have actually the swing, which is swinging all the time. Then the AWT, which is basically this thing is now obsolete. But swing is not something totally different. It is something which is AWT, and it has done something of its own. Why we didn't use the AWT is because AWT was kind of a heavyweight. Why was it heavyweight? Basically, it used the operating system peer methods for displaying things, for doing stuff. It depends on wholly and solely on the operating system. You have to draw anything, you have to do anything. It depends on the operating system. Okay, so it has to work on the operating system. It has to be dependent on the operating system. That means it was not portable then, because one operating system will behave one way, other operating system will behave other way. So that way it doesn't become, it is not a portable thing, this AWT. So that's why we thought that yes, AWT methods and a lot of things we need, we still use them in swing. Okay, but it is 99% Java only. It is not using AWT. Is not AWT was using the operating system functionalities. Here swing is using its own functionalities, 99% Java. That means it's not dependent on operating system. That means it becomes portable. That means if what a portable means, if you have developed it in one operating system, it will also work in other operating system, because operating system का उतना ज़्यादा role नहीं है. इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा role operating system का है. So one operating system will behave one way, other operating system will behave other way, right? So therefore, swing becomes the lightweight, and it's 99% Java. It is portable, but it still uses 4 components of AWT. Okay, it uses 4 AWT components. So what is this component? What is container? What is panel? You should be able to today, at least, before we jump tomorrow into the programming, you should have a clear idea what is a container, what is panel, okay, what is component. These things should be there. Fahim Shaukat, where are you? What is this going on? You get challenge. What is on your video? Irfan Afzal and Shah Zubair. Let me remove Fahim Shaukat. Irfan Afzal and Shah Zubair. Open your cameras. ये किसकी वॉइस है?
Yes, sir. My camera is not opening.
I'm not able to hear somebody's voice. I think you guys mute yourself. Hey, Irfan Afzal से आ रही है आवाज? Okay. So it uses 4 AWT components still, like it has a windows. Okay, we have a frame, and we have the dialogues, and etc. These are, we use them, and panel also. Okay, which is from the AWT. We use that in the swing also, and event handling also is used. Event handling is also used from the AWT. So the basic components which are there in the AWT and basic event handling in the AWT, that is same in the swing. Only thing is we are not using the operating system functionality to display things, to do those things we do of our own. Okay, what happened is in the AWT, it was putting the job on the operating system so that it will not use any, it has less code and all inside. But later on it proved to be less portable. and therefore we said no, we should do it of our own. Everything should be in a Java, so that we will not have an issue of portability and all that. Okay, so what is this event handling and what is this components and all? We discuss them in detail so that you understand what's going on. But first we should understand how event handling is done in Java. In Java 1.1, we have what's called as a hierarchical model. And after that, we have what is called as a delegation model. Delegation model. Okay, delegation event handling model, or what delegation event model you call it, or something like that. Delegation model. I could say delegation event model. Okay. So what is the difference between hierarchical model and delegation event model? It is about handling the events. What does the firstly event handling means? You have a graphical interface, then you will have a lot of things on it. You can have buttons, you can have the text box, you can have check boxes, you can have the mouse which is moving, which is clicking, right click, left click. So you have to understand whether the button is clicked or not, whether you have hovered the mouse on it. Is it a right click? Is it a left click? Is it a mouse press? Is it a focus? The text box got focus. You put up a tab, now text box got focus. And on these events, these are called events in a programming language. Any programming language, you call them as an events, and you have to handle that. For example, you think there is password, okay, and then there is the username and password. For example, username के बाद आपने लिखा, अब उसके बाद टैब दबाया, आप पासवर्ड के पास गए, तो पासवर्ड को फिर सिर्फ फोकस मिल गया. पासवर्ड को क्या मिल गया? फोकस. ठीक है ना? उस फोकस पे मैं चाहता हूं कि मैं देखूं पहले यूजर नेम ठीक है नहीं, इससे पहले कि पासवर्ड दे मैं देख रहा हूं कि यूजर नेम है कि नहीं, वो ठीक है कि नहीं. So that means on the focus of that text box, I am checking my database and seeing whether that username is valuable or not, is that valid or not. ठीक है, वरना मैं उसको वहीं पे कहूंगा भाई ये यूजर नेम ही नहीं है. So this is called event handling. और आपने बटन को क्लिक किया, जैसे आपने HTML का फ्रेम बनाया था, उसके बाद आपने नीचे सबमिट लिखा था, सबमिट का क्लिक हो गया, अब क्लिक पे आप क्या करोगे? So these things are called event handling. One second. In class. Okay, I will see. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these things are called event handling. This is called as an event handling. Okay. So how we do the event handling? In the beginning, there was, when there was a Java 1.1, that means in a beginning, in Java 1.1, we had what is called as an hierarchical model, where we have just one method. We had just a one method, and it was called as an what we call as an event handle event method or something like that. Handle event method, yeah, handle event method, and it has an object, event object, okay, E, which we pass to it, whatever the event was that gets passed to it, and it has a boolean as my return type, and whatever the events are, whether it is button, whether it is label, whether it is text box, whether it is mouse, whether it is window, because window also has a, like this is a window, right? Like this is a window, as you could see here, it has this minimize, maximize, close. These are its events, right? These are its events. So all of the events are handled here only. Whatever the events we have, all events handled here using the switch case. Now we see what kind of E is. Like for example, you had a try catch method in case of your error handling, exception handling. Okay, in exception handling, if I have the general object parent class object event, exception object, for example, all the exceptions comes in, I can get them using an exception object E, and whatever the in catch, I'm saying in catch, all the exceptions can be put into this, or then I can see what is this exception all about. Is it the file not found exception? Is it this exception? Is it that exception? Accordingly, that I use a switch case here and handle it. Okay, and that thing we can do it here also. That's what we are doing. We were using switch case. We are seeing what is this E about now? Is this E, any event occurs, it lands us into this event handle, whether it is mouse, whether it is button, whether it is window, or it is anything. So same way, what we do here then we have to see what is this E now. What is this E? Is it E the button? We have to see here switch in the switch, whether this E is button, whether this E is label, whether this E is the text box. Accordingly, we will do the things. But that becomes kind of a what's called in Kashmiri khazar. Okay, and switch cases and all, we do not actually disallow these things. The working of switch case and all, that is not a preferable way of programming. You should also remember that. So that therefore we come up in a model called delegation event model. What delegation event model is that each control should handle its event individually. Okay, let the each control, what are the control you have, let it, they handle their own, they have their own classes, they have their own interfaces, they have their own methods, okay, to handle them. Button, let it have their own classes and events and everything. We have here what's called as an classes, then we have the interfaces, and we have methods. There are three things pertaining to this. We will see that. Okay, you excuse me for a 1 minute. There is on a door somebody, huh? Let me pause it for a while. Pause recording.